Hey guys, it's Darren here again from Global Garage. Today we're going to have a look at a MegaCD Model 1. We're going to replace the laser. The laser in it isn't working, it doesn't read discs properly, it doesn't read originals at all really, so it needs to go. I don't think there's much we can do to fix the original, so for not much money I've picked up a couple of new lasers. I've got them here and I'll put one in this one as a demo. So first things first with the MegaCD Model 1, or Sega CD Model 1, is to pull it apart. So you flip it over on the back, there's just 6 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's also 2 screws in here in the connector slot. I've already popped them out. I've popped all the screws out actually, so go ahead and take them out and then lift the lid. Just start with the left side and then grab the connector side and the lid should come straight off. So put that aside. Those with a keen eye will see that this one's already had a battery socket and battery installed, so I think you can see that. Yep, so it's a socket that's been installed and it's a rechargeable ML2016, which is the factory battery. The factory one just has tabs soldering into the board. This one's now got a socket, so that was in a previous video. But today we're going to get underneath here, change the laser. And in another video, if I have time today, I'll also look at pulling out the BIOS and flashing that with a universal region-free code, so we can play any region. This is currently a Japanese model, so yeah, look out for the next video on that one. So let's get started. First things first is you've got to take off this support mechanism here. What this does, it holds the disc down, and there's a little magnet underneath it which really clamps the disc flat when it spins it. So throughout all the testing of this, whenever you test these units, you have to put this thing back in place. So yeah, it's a little bit of a pain, but that's just the way it works. So let's quickly pop out these 2 screws. Now you can see sometimes that these screws are sort of like the blacky colored ones. Sometimes they're gold, sometimes they got gold with a flat sort of head on them. It just all highlights that someone else has been in here before you and had a go at this, so it doesn't really matter. As long as it's all held down, it should be fine. Okay, so next step is we're going to pull this tray out. So if the laser's down like it is right now, it's down quite low, it should just slide out. But just in case that laser was up high, which most of them are when you power them down, if you just use your screwdriver on the gear here, and that way, sorry, you can actually crank the whole thing up and down. So if it's in that starting position, just get in there and just move the gear like so, and the whole tray will start to come out. Once it starts, you're pretty right just to gently pull that out all the way until it stops. And then on the sides here, we've got 2 retaining clips, and we've got one little kind of peg clip in here. So let me just grab a tool. Okay, I got the tool. So what I like to do is just pull that clip back and lift that out. That's just I think you can see that. It's a little T-piece shaped plastic clip. And then down here on the side where these loops are, I think you can see that right there. That loop there and that loop in there. You just need to kind of flex them out of the way. They're just plastic, so you just grab onto that, pull it a little bit, do the other side, and you might have to do it twice. There it goes, and then the whole tray will just pull right out. It doesn't matter if it grinds a little bit, we're not putting too much force on it. And you can't really mess these things up. If you lose track of the position of this gear, just rotate it all the way to the very end where it stops. The arrow here is pointing that way and you've got the smooth face there. And then the tray will just slide in, and these things are pretty smart. They'll actually realign themselves generally when they fire up, so that's all pretty easy. This one's already had a new belt in it, so we won't do that one today, but we need to go to the next step now. We need to kind of get this unit out. So I like to pull the front off as well, just sort of unclips. You can, this little plastic tabs there So just pull that out. It saves it getting broken and just gets it out of the way. So we need to lift this whole mechanism out, and there's 4 retaining screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll just go in there and quickly pull them out. They're the gold, sort of goldy shaped coloured ones like that. Can you see that? There you go. Okay, there's 4 of those. And then the whole mechanism will lift up. Once it lifts up, on the side here you've got the ribbon. Now be quite delicate with all these, that they are delicate, so just be gentle. Kind of hold it in the middle and try and pull it straight out with just a tiny movement left to right to get that out. All those pins look good, so that's all okay. We can just put the base unit here aside for a second, and let's focus on the CD mechanism. So this is the laser. Slides up and down this little bar in here. So what we need to do is get that out. Right, I just zoomed in a little bit more on the camera. So to get this mechanism out, it is a little bit fiddly. First thing you need to do is take out these screws up here on the edges. So this one and this one. Just got a different size screwdriver. Right, so just pull them out. Now they're going to come out with a little black washer, so just put that aside and remember where they go. It's really important to keep track of all your screws when you do these things because they're all different. Well, a lot of them are different, and you've also got to remember where they went. So, you know, these videos will help you. You can just roll the video back and have a look, but I tend to lay them out in front of me in a certain order, so I know. Okay, so that's taken out. Now we need to turn the whole thing over. That will move like that. That's totally fine. So we need to basically get this whole circuit board off. It's a bit of a shame we can't just slide the bar out this way. For whatever reason, they've designed it to slide out that way. So basically, to get the laser out, it sits on this metal bar. It tracks up and down on the bar. The bar, if you look, this end here is blocked. It's got a little plastic cover. And this end is open, and it can slide through those gates there, and it can slide right out, and we can just take the laser out. But you know, it's a shame that these things weren't designed the other way to slide the bar out this way, because there's a gap, and it just would have been nicer just to slide the bar out, lift the laser out. But it's not that easy for us, so we have to turn the whole thing upside down and basically take out these 4 screws through the holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, that retains that top section. So I'll just put it back there so you can see it. And let's have a go at that. Let's pull these out. They should undo really easily. There's not much pressure on these at all, so they'll come out like that. If you have to turn them too hard, as in they're too stiff and they keep turning and they're stiff, it means you're turning the whole metal post inside here, and you're better off just grabbing hold of the bottom of it with a small set of pliers and turning it again, because you only really want to take out the top basic screw. So you put them aside. Now there's a spring and a washer involved in this as well. So really try and be delicate and not remove the whole lot. You don't really have to. You can just pull out the tiny screw. I sometimes like to hold it like that as I turn it and just pull it out. So one at a time. Let's do the other 2 now. Okay, they're all coming out pretty easily. Okay. And it really helps to have a magnetized screwdriver tip. So if it's not magnetized, that's a job that you should do before you attempt this, because it just makes life a lot easier. So there's some videos on YouTube on how to do that. Okay, that's the 4th one out. Now, if we just lift this whole board, kind of, there we go, back it out at the same time as we lift it, the whole lot will come right out. So I kind of did that a little bit off camera, sorry, but you'll see what happens when you get to that stage. Try and keep this plastic piece reasonably down on the board, because otherwise you'll lose all those springs and rubber pieces, as I mentioned before. So let's turn around this way, so we have these sort of in front of us. Now we have to lift the front up here just to allow enough space for the bar to slide under. That's all we're really doing. And to do that, I just like to, well, I just like to grab the bar here, open up this little trapdoor first, grab the bar and slide it through. That's it, just lift that up so it can slide underneath, like so. Then the whole mechanism, you can pull the bar forward a bit more if you need the space, and the whole thing will just come right out. So this gear is actually in the way, sorry, I forgot to mention that. So just kind of putting that back together. If you look really closely, the end of the white gear is just down here, and if you kind of push that very gently, it just clicks and unhooks and the whole gear will just come out. It's probably a lot easier just to do that. Pull the bar out, and there's your laser. So your laser will disconnect, and there's your ribbon on the side. There's a bit of plastic on top here on part of the ribbon. There's no locking mechanism, you just hold onto that, grip it quite firmly and just gently pull that out. And that'll come straight out like that. Just check the condition of the pins, they look pretty good, and that's our laser out. So if we can focus on that, it's a KSS 240A, and yeah, this one's just seen better days. So there's nothing you can really do with these units, not really, so it's quicker just to replace them. So I've got a new one here, looks exactly the same, it's a KSS 240A, and we'll put that in. Now what I'll suggest before you install is just put it on the bench here in front of you. Make sure I've got a focus on this for you. Okay, and grab your multimeter, which I've just grabbed here. Put that next to, okay, so you can see that. I've just got it set to resistance down here, resistance, which is ohms. I've got it set to 4K on mine. The typical measurement we're going for is under 1,000 ohms. So anything from 1K and below is a good range to put that on. So just make sure you can see this. And then what we're actually doing on this laser, there's 3 adjustment pots here. So there's 1, 2, 3. I think this one here's, these two are both, sorry, I'll just point with one stick. These two are both focus related, so you don't really want to mess with those. And this one over here is laser sort of power, or how much current powers the laser. And that can really help when it plays, when the unit tries to play burnt CDs, so, or backup CDs we should say. So playing normal discs, like normal genuine Sega CDs, you probably don't need to touch this unit, but if you have any desire to play backups, like I do, you want to come in here onto this third pot and put your pins on the put your probes, sorry, on the 2 pins of the last pot and measure the resistance. So you can see on the screen of mine, I've got that set to about 730 ohms. So it says 0.734 kilo ohms, but I'm on the K range of this, so we know what that should be. It's just 730 ohms. When you get these out of the factory, like out of the box, that could be anywhere from 1,800, 1,000, all over the place. So trial and error has shown me that 700, 690, 700, 710, that's a really good range to aim for. So you want to sort of get it tweaked up front before you install it. And if you want to adjust it, you just use a medium-sized screwdriver actually. If the tip's too small, like a Phillips head is too small, it'll actually strip out that little piece there. So I use sort of like a medium one, and just very gently get it seated. And if you turn it to the right clockwise, that means the resistance will go up, the current will go down. If you turn it backwards to the left, counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, the resistance will go down, the current will go up. So, you know, we want to, from where it's factory position, we want to turn it clockwise. We want to increase the current flow, make this more powerful to read, you know, inferior sort of CDs. So have a play with it. It's very, very sensitive. So the smallest turn really makes a big difference. I'll show you right now. So put this in, I'll just give it a tiny tweak. Like that looked like I didn't tweak it at all. And let's put our meter back. So what were we, 734 or something before? So let's measure again. And now we're way up on 849. You see what I mean? So we just went up 100 ohms. So come back down a little bit. It's really, really small increments. And it will take you a few attempts. This is pretty fiddly stuff. So, okay, that was 824. So we come down a bit more. Let's measure again. Okay, we're back to 775, you can see there. It's not too bad, but I still think that's a bit high. Come back a little bit again. You've really got to be delicate with these. Just this tiniest movement is all you need. There you go, we're on 700. Bang, look at that. All right, I'm happy with that. So power that guy off. Just put that away. Okay, so they're like, you know, the disclaimer is they're all different, really. Depends what you get out of the factory. But 700 ohms seems to work quite well. So aim for that. Do not touch these other two pots. They're really something you shouldn't have to mess with. They've been factory set. If you want to measure the resistance on them, you can. You can measure that one on those two pins. You can measure the bottom one on those two pins down there. So you can get a reference if you want to change these, but you really need equipment like oscilloscopes and proper CD calibration discs. So I would only change the power pot over here. So let's go ahead and put this back together. So first things first, let's put our ribbon back on. Let me just zoom back out so you can see. Where are we? We are. Let's put our ribbon back on. So this goes this position here. Try and keep it as square as possible. And just very gently apply even force and just a tiny bit of left to right to get that seated, and that's all done. Now the ribbon here, sorry, you just drifted off camera a bit again. The ribbon here just needs to tuck underneath, so you just poke that down and pull the bar until you get it sort of seated and just reinsert the bar. So the whole unit will just slide on this rear plastic slider, and it's really easy to reinstall. So just move the bar back along until you get the bar seated all the way again. So it's gonna lock in back into here, and it's going to go all the way up to there. So I'll zoom in for you, show you what I mean. So you can see that this is all the way now. It's come back right up. And just so you can go, yeah, see how that now locks? That's sort of where you want it. This is now silky smooth to slide. So before you go any further, make sure that slides really smooth. You could even put some lubricant on it. There's, if you look closely, this white paste here, that's lubricant. So you can, you know, you could steal some of the excess and put it on the bars. steal a bit from there, put it on the bars. So we'll just get that really slipped up. So that's the main mechanism right there. They come with a bit of lubricant out of the factory, so that's good. You don't have to buy any and do that yourself. Okay, so then we put this back in. There's a couple of ways we can do it. We can flip this into the casing with the wires attached, or we can flip the casing over onto it. I think that's going to be better in most cases. Just this rear part has to come up to there, back into those clips. Make sure that those wires are out of the way. Pick the whole thing up, turn him over, and just get it to reseat. So I think we're pretty good actually. Yeah, that feels pretty good. So just hold that, yep. Okay. So just I'll just put something underneath this edge here. What have we got? This battery charger will do, just so that can sit nicely. And let's put some screws back in. We'll flip it back in a second and put the white gear back on. But right now, I think we're okay to go ahead with this. So obviously, you know, this main tooth down in here, this big plastic lug, has to fit into that space provided, and then that's all there is to it really. So pretty straightforward. Just put these screws in exactly how you pull them out. Wait till they tighten up a little bit. Don't bump it like I just did, and apply a little bit of pressure, but really not too much. Okay, next one. I'll just do the diagonal. I really need some more light here, don't I? Let's drop for another day, install some more lights. Okay, so that one's tightened up. Let's grab the next one. Whoops, don't drop it like I did. Put that guy down there. Tighten him up. Now, while you're on this corner, I think these wires just tuck underneath like that. No real big deal. As long as they're not in the way and can get squashed here or anything, that's fine. And the last one, just there. It's like a little spring loading mechanism, this thing, like a little suspension system really. Just gives the whole lot bit of cushioning. So that's all it really does. Okay, flip that back. He's still on camera, which is good. I'll just straighten this up. And we can put our gear back in. So look, it doesn't really matter what position the laser's in. You know, it's a geared tooth. Just have an inspection of it while you've got it out. Just make sure it's all good, which it appears to be. And let's put that back in. That'll just clip in, and yep, that all works. Now grab our screws that we took out from the rear bracket up here, put them back in. You know, you could probably put them in first actually, mount the whole thing back in. I would have tidied that wire up in a sec. Mount the whole thing back in, as in get the laser on its rod, get the gear on, then mount these. It's probably a better order, but you know, I sort of make up the order as I go. It doesn't really matter. As long as you get the parts back in the right position and it was easy for you to do, that's all fine. So that's back together. Let's just have a look at that wire and why he's in the way. So let's grab that wire. Yeah, let's just bend that whole bunch up into there. That's a much better idea. Okay, it's all back together. Pretty happy with that. If we turn the gears, you can see the belt move, and this way I think it goes. So you can just sort of play with the gear a little bit, just make sure that it spins and everything's working, and you can rotate it right around and it should pick up the tray. There it is, picked up the tray and lifted it into place. And there might be a bit of a clunk there when you do it. It's pretty normal. Yeah, it just needs a little bit of lubrication if that happens. So right down in there, I'll just focus for you. Down in there where the white kind of creamy lubricant is, that's the main mechanism that lifts the tray up and down. So when this gear here spins, this big plastic one, it just basically lifts the tray up and down. So you want to make sure there's a lot of stuff in there. I think you can go to an electronics shop and pick some up, but this particular unit's got heaps on it, so I'm pretty happy with that. It all operates pretty smoothly, so it's really good actually. We've got a new belt, of course. That was a previous video. If you have any troubles with these whatsoever, you need to do a belt. That is probably the most important part of this whole job. Put a belt on, really quick and easy. Just pull this clip off, put the belt on, put it back. Perfect time to do it is when you do the laser. In fact, just replace all the parts when you have your chance, when you've pulled this apart. So it's my advice. All right, let's put this CD retaining clip in place. Where does that go? It goes about there. And we'll put the whole unit back in a sec. But sorry, wrong screws, dark screws. They go there. I've seen these units with so many different types of screws in them, so I don't really know which ones are meant to go up here anymore, but these ones seem to be common, so put that back in. Now we'll just put that aside, zoom back out, grab our base unit again, and reconnect our ribbon. So always inspect the pins. Probably doesn't hurt actually at this stage to give that a clean. I'll just put that down, grab my cleaning stuff. Right, got that here. Got basically a box of Q-tips, and this is the lid from it. I've got some isopropyl alcohol. You can see that on camera. I basically just spray a bit like that into the lid. Grab the old cotton tip and wet it up. And then if I need to do any cleaning of any electronics, I'll just do it like that. Just while you've got the chance, you may as well. And you'll see how much crap comes off that. See the color of that tip? So that is always well worth doing. We probably should have done the ribbon on the CD laser down there as well, but we didn't, so. Okay, then just feed that back in, make sure it's really straight, and you really want to hold these very carefully and force it in like that with a kind of constant pressure, but being delicate at the same time, if that makes sense. Right, so then the whole unit this tray it kind of floats around. You need to find its position. So yeah, just wiggle it around until it sits nice and square. Make sure it's square at the front, and you'll know when it's sort of in the right position. Now we're going to get ready to test this. So we don't need to put all 4 screws back in. I like to just put 2 in, one at the back, one at the front, just to give it something to give it stability. So use the brassy colored ones. Just use the opposite corner, one at the front, one at the back. Because we have to pull this out, you know, you're gonna have to pull the screws out again, and it's really no problem just running it with 2. So that's nice and secure. This tray is on, that's really important, that's on. Our new laser's in place. In fact, while we're here with the cleaning, let's give that laser lens a clean as well. So use the, in fact, use the other end of the cotton tip. A bit more spray. Wet that tip, and just while you've got a chance, just really clean that lens. Even though it's brand new, you might have touched it with your fingerprint or something, so just be delicate with it. Don't push down too hard. That should be fine. All right, so this one is almost ready. We just need to put the tray back in. So I'll grab the tray. It goes here at the front. You just feed that in. Make sure it's nice and square. Don't start off angle. It's going to have a bit of tension, and you just push it forward, and you'll see it push past those clips like that, and then the whole thing will slide in. So if your laser was in the way, just as I showed you before, just wind that gear down and that'll move the laser. So that'll go in and the gears won't really be connecting. That's fine. Once it fires up, it'll fix itself. Put this little retaining piece that we pulled out earlier, that one, back on the corner. Just make sure you clip that in, just pushing down, and that should be the end of that. There's some other things to be aware of when working on these. There's little positioning switches that tell it when to open and close the drawer and when the drawers or the tray is closed. I won't go into that on this video, but they're just up in here. They're just little sort of reed switches. Just check they're vertical and they're in the right position and everything should work fine. If you don't have any symptoms like grinding gears and trays not opening and closing properly, after you've done the belt, do the belt, and if everything's fine, you don't need to touch anything. But that's a video for another day. There's a fuse down there, BIOS up here. They're all videos for another day. So I will quickly test this one out on the Mega Drive and on the TV, and I'll be back in a second. I'll actually show you that. So let me just pause the video. Okay, so we've got the thing reinstalled. Yeah, the front's still off. That's all fine. We've just got it balanced, sort of. Well, it's connected up here, fine. But if you look really closely, sorry about the shaky video, it just sits on that support mechanism that we installed before. It just balances there fine, so you don't need to fully put the lid back on to test it out. So I've got a 32X, but that's irrelevant. It's not really relevant to what we're doing today. It'll all still work, so just make sure there's no game in the drive, the Mega Drive or the 32X. So just make sure they're empty, otherwise the CD won't boot properly. It'll try and boot off the game. Yeah, this is a Japanese model. Makes no difference. It's all region modified. Switches on the side. So let's give it a go. Power it on. Okay, we've got a screen. Sorry. Forgot, this one's actually got a modified BIOS, and I forgot about that. I thought it was a Japanese one, but it's not. So, okay, so what's our message? Press reset to open the CD tray. Awesome. So you've got to push reset on these things. It's a bit annoying. There it goes. There's a bit of a clunk there as it kind of realigned its gears, but I think that'll be fine. Now what I like to do to start off with is put an audio CD in. This is Radiohead OK Computer. It's one of the only last CDs I still own, so just like to put the original in and put a disc in and push start. So let's push start. Tray went back in. I like to use audio because it just tests the laser out really well. It's asking us to push start again. Let's do that. And there we go, there's the CD player. So I'll just come over here to the controller, move over to play. Let's give it a play. Okay, good old Radiohead. Right, so that's playing the audio CD, the original audio CD well. Let's just try another couple of tracks. Go to that. Let's go to track 2. You can hear it seeking. Yeah, okay, took a little bit. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, that's good as well. Go right through the disc because tracks towards the very end, the laser has to cycle right out to the far edge of the disc and tests the whole mechanism really well. So I think this has got, yeah, it's got 12 on it. Let's go right up to track 12. Okay, there we go. All right, let me just put that controller down. So that's playing really well. So the reason I use the audio CD is because it's just constant usage of the laser. It's not skipping around tracks and playing the game, and you can't really test the laser with the game properly because it's not consistent. So this is playing really well. Okay, so next step is to reset it. Wait for it to reject. Okay, so it's back to the title screen. Pull out the original and we'll put in a burnt copy. So this is just burnt off that original. So it should be identical. Push start. Tray goes in. I'll just put my TV into 4x3. Just there we go. And so we're waiting for that to read. Now this is the test. Does it read a burnt CD? It's trying. Yeah, it's spinning. Yeah, no, it's just spat it out again. So press reset to open the CD tray. Okay, so yeah, we're having trouble reading the disc, so that's not good. I think that laser is probably slightly out of calibration, so we'll just try that again. Okay, so we've got to the audio screen. Let's just see what happens if I tell it to play. Disc is going back in. Yeah, it's trying to read the disc, so it's just having a hard time there. Right, so let's stop it. Let's eject it. Give it a break for a second, and we need to pull this back apart and adjust that laser pot again. So I'll just put this back on the bench. Okay, so we're back over on the bench, and we're gonna have another look at that laser. We're gonna just tweak it a bit more and see if we can get it to read backup CDs. So, okay, so let's the tray's out. Let's flip the whole unit around so we can see the laser pots, which are down in there. So just position it like that. Now, we only used a couple of screws last time, so let's just loosen off the rear screw, give it a good couple of spins, don't pull it all the way out, and just loosen off the front one again. And the reason we do that is to put just a bit of a lift on the tray here. And what you can do is with your screwdriver, use the fat one again, just on the top here, and you can slide your screwdriver under this rail on top of the ribbon and straight onto that screw. So it's the quick and easy way to get to it. I'll just take that out a little bit more, and that's how we adjust it. So let me just grab the multimeter, put that back in shot. So let's have a look. Where did we leave this? We left it at 695. So it read genuine discs, but it didn't read copied. So we're pretty close. Let me just have a look at my notes of what value is good. So 690. Yeah, we're really close actually. I'm surprised that didn't work. 690. Right. So let's go down a little bit. We'll reduce the resistance a touch. So that's counterclockwise. Just get that to seat right there. And let's try that one. Okay, we've gone a fair bit. We've gone down to 560. So that could be a little bit low. Yeah, I think that's a bit too far. So let's come back up a touch. So we go with that. 585. Yeah, we're still I went too far. Let's come back a little bit more. 621. Yeah, look, I'm gonna give that a go actually. Yeah, let me give that a go. 622. I'll just write that down. I like to write down my tests because otherwise you kind of forget. So let's go back over to the TV and we'll test that out. Okay, so we're back over in the TV area for another attempt. We're running 622 ohms on this one, so let's grab our disc again. Go with the copied one straight up. Just put it in, fire it up. Okay, mechanism's working well. Let's make sure we're over in 4x3. I just like that better. You're spinning away, and there's a bit of a rubbing noise actually this time. So Ah, I know what I did wrong. Okay, so I'm having another attempt here. The last one didn't work. I've gone back to the bench, recalibrated the laser to 740 ohms this time, a bit higher. We'll see how that goes. So let's power it on. Just got a game in here just propping it up, but it's not doing much. Okay, so that's all with the boot screen. Is that reading? The disc is spinning. It's taking a little while though. It's not the best. Oh, sorry. Push start button. Sorry, I missed that. Okay, so this could be right actually. Go into the CD menu. Okay, it's working. All right, well that's good. So just a tweak of the pot to a range which is not the same every time. They're always a little bit different. That seems to work. Okay, so let me just skip through some tracks. You can hear it seek every time. Yes, that's playing really well. Alright, so what I'll do, I like to go right out to the last track on it, which in this case is track 12. Okay, perfect. So, one hand is a bit difficult. Go back. Let's pull it back a few tracks. This is a good track. Karma Police, for those who don't know, amazing song from an awesome band from the 90s. So pretty much when all this stuff was made, like, you know, 92, 93, 94, right up to the mid-90s, Radiohead was amazing, so have a listen to their albums. Alright, so what I'll do, I'm going to let that run. That's pretty solid. We're playing a burnt disc. Yeah, so what I like to do, I'll just leave it run, let the laser play the whole disc basically, make sure it's stable, and we'll see what happens. I'll be pretty happy. If that works, I'll put a game in, I'll test a game out, and if it plays a game like a real one, which I think it will, then I think we're done. We'll reassemble and this mod's complete. So while that's playing and testing, if you look over at my other TV, I've just got Street Fighter 5 and just chucked the disc in and it's doing an update. It's doing a huge update actually, like 6 gig. It's almost finished, so 16 seconds to go. So I'm gonna end the video. I'm gonna play some Street Fighter. I know it's a new school system. Shame on me, should be retro, but love them all, right? They're all games. There we go, that's finished. So that's cool, that's done. For those that are wondering, I've got a PS4 just there, old PS3, Xbox One, and then all my retro stuff's in my drawers on either side. So Dreamcast, N64, Saturn, Xbox One. Down the bottom was the Master System, PS2. In fact, the PS2 is just sitting over there. Master System's actually on the floor getting fixed. NES and Super NES over there. So I've got a few consoles, and obviously the Mega Drive stack in the middle. So there's another one over there. There's a Wii over there, which I don't really use. All right, guys. CD's playing fine. That's how you fix a laser in a MegaCD Model 1. All right, see you next time.